Howdy, it's your machine shop instructor, and we're going to work on the manual lathe. Alright, put on my GoPro hat. Working on this 2010 Florida Skills USA lathe part. This used to be a part that you had to make at the skills competition when they had the manual machining competition. So, how are we going to do this? We got our material here. And my lesson plan was, on my plan, I always review the print first. And which way would I hold it? If I machine with this to the right, I'd have to machine this diameter, add that little cutoff and do the threading last. This I could not machine from this point of view, so I'd have to flip it over, and I'll probably chuck it up on this diameter and machine these diameters and do that drilled hole. So and then bring in the overall length. So it's 2.75 long. I mean, I could really do it with a very short piece of material. So I'm going to go with 3.5 inches long. And it is, what's the biggest thing? 1.1 diameter, so 1.25 inches or larger material. This will be a double-ended process. So this is pretty much all lathe parts should be double-ended. We're going to machine and face the 1.1 diameter and machine the thread for 1/2 inch diameter. So we got to look that up in Machinery's Handbook for the diameter, and do the relief groove and do the threading last. I'm going to test with the one of these nuts is going to be our gauge, and then we'll flip it over and do the other side. Alright, so let's do side one. Let's get my print here. I like to have my print near me, and maybe I'll put it right here. But you want to respect the print. You don't want to get it all messy. So if the lathe is flinging stuff, I may have to put that somewhere else. Okay, I got my lathe tool. I actually put it in, and I have it about 1.9 sticking out, which would be 0.930 plus the 750. That's not 2 inches, so that should be enough room to do that. Alright, so I'm going to face the front. I'm going to double check my hinge height here as far as level. That looks good. So I'm going to face the front. I just touch the front. I'm going to set that and create 0. So let me just re-zero that. Power it up. I'm running at 1320 RPM in high gear. I'm just going to lightly touch the front. Looks like it was already machined once, but I want to start all over again. I'm going to go a little bit to the left and face the front. So I'm going to make this my 0. Alright, it's cutting well, and I got it tilted enough so I have clearance when I'm cutting. I'm going to pull this away. Take a look, that looks good. Okay. So the other thing I want to do is I'm going to get my calculator. So let's get some math done out of the way. I wasn't quite up to speed here. Alright, here's my calculator. 0.75 plus 0.93 is 1.680. Put a little pencil here. While I'm at it, I'm going to get the Machinery's small handbook edition. Okay. This little blue book also has the threading data. And grab a pencil. So if I had my toolbox over here, I'd have all this stuff. I can look it up easily. Okay. write some notes here. Okay, so to here is 1.68 and half 13 thread diameter. Look at that, the little hook there. That's 5/8 11. Half 13 UNC. It did not specify 1A or 2A, so 2A is the middle. And we want major diameter right here, so the major diameter is maximum of 498. I'm just going to round these off to 487. I'm going to write it this way, 497 to 498. I'm going to go somewhere in the middle. I'm going to shoot for 0.492 on this diameter right there. Okay. Alright, so I face the front. I need to be able to go 1.680 in this direction. 1.680. Yes, I can get there just fine. Alright, so we're going to do a diameter cut. I'm just going to do a test cut right here. I'm going to just zero this off here. I'm going to bring this in, lightly cut this, enough to get a diameter. Alright, we don't need to go all the way. I'm going to zero that out, pull this away, and stop. So I'm going to measure that. I'm going to my caliper. Should have just rolled my whole toolbox over here. There we go. My trusty dial caliper. Okay, I'm going to take this. I'm going to rest this against here. I'm going to push this up against it. And the reason I like the dial caliper is I can watch the needle bounce up and down a little bit. I want to get it on the flat edges there. So I'm getting something 16. Alright, now, because if you do this and pull it away, it's going to move. You got to measure this in place. You got to make sure you feel it flatten out. So I got 1 inch, 116. I'm going to write a little 16, and I have to go to 1.1. 1.16. I mean, that's minus 16,000. I haven't got much more to go there. Oh, somebody was already machining this. Okay. Alright. So I'm going to bring it back to 0. The other thing I want to do is make like a witness mark at the 1.68. So I'm going to go in this direction. Alright. And I'm going to stop when I get to the 1.68. And a little bit more. So 680 is the finish line, and I'm going to go to 750. Right there. Okay. So I got a visible line there I can follow. All right. Okay, I want this to look good, and I haven't got much material left. So this is I got to take off 16 thousandths. I'll hope for the best here. And what is my tolerance on that? 1.100, so that is plus or minus 3. Alright, plus or minus 3, I am going to go on the plus side. Alright, I'm going to check my power. I want to do power feed to get a nice finish. I'm going to test it out here. Make sure it's set up the right way. Okay, it's set up the right way. And it's BE4, that'd be BE4, 3,000 per revolution. That's pretty fine. Alright. If I have more room, I can take more test cuts. You know, actually that diameter is only going to be here, so I can test out this area. Make sure the finish is good. Alright, let's go for it. Oh, looks good. Alright. Because I'm in power feed, I like to have my hand on here to keep myself conscious about what's going on, because I have to disconnect when I get near that line. Right there. Okay. So I'm just going to bring it to the 750. Done. I'm going to zero this out just in case I have to go back. I'm going to pull it away, go to the right, hit the brake, get my caliper. I leave my caliper over here so it won't get full of chips in the rack. I'm going to measure over here, and so I'm 1.104. How much out here? So I overestimated a little bit, which is good. I'm actually maybe 1,000th over the maximum. Do I cut or do I polish? That's actually pretty good. Let's try cut. Alright. 0 was where I was because I re-zeroed it. And I'm just going to do 1,000th only. Let's go 2. Alright. Alright, power up. -2. And let's go for it. Oh, we still got a good finish. You could never do this with cold rolled steel. Cold rolled steel does not like a fine finish. I would probably be using sandpaper. And lathe work, you really need to get it's hard just to skim. Alright, disconnect right there and take it to the finish line. Right there. I'm going to pull away. I'm going to zero this again. Pull this away. Bring this up. Hit the brake. My caliper. And measure again. And ooh, right there. 1.101, 102. I can leave that alone. I'm going to be machining that away. Okay, now I got to shoot for this number here. 492. I'm going to use another function here. And we're in 0, and I'm going to do set. So I'm going to put this on my last cut, which was, I think I re-zeroed it, I think. Try to get in habits, so set. I'm going to type in what number I had. 1.101. Enter. Now I don't have to remember how many cuts I could take. I could do the other way and do the backwards math, but I can keep track a lot easier this way. Alright. I have to go to 930 in this direction, so I don't need a cheat sheet, it's right there. So I'll go to a nice round number like 50. I don't want to take a witness cut. Right there. Alright. And I don't want to go all the way to 930. I need to make a flat wall. Alright, so I'm going to go to my left. Keep an eye on my numbers. 3, 4, 500, 600, 700, 800, and I'm going to stop at 900. Right there. Okay, so I have a witness mark right there. I might want to use this stopper right here. Let me get my wrench for that. Should be a 10mm wrench at one of these benches. Or it's back in the toolbox again. 10mm. I thought I had some extras left over there. Well, we'll just have to go with this for now. Okay. Up the Eleuthera. I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to back this off a bit. Give myself some adjustability in both directions. By the way, this stop does not stop the machine in power feed. It'll just push it right along. Alright. Tighten this one up. There we go. I'm going to butt this up against it right there. I'm just going to pull away a little bit. So when I bump up against it, that's okay. Alright, let's just take some more cuts. I was at, where was I? 1.050. Okay, let's try 50,000 cuts. I want to get my tool over here because I'm going to be making chips. And I might need this thing. Let's see, where can we put this? Let me pick that out of the way and put that right there. There we go. I'm going to keep my old cup handy. I think it will all fit. There we go. Alright. Power up. I am at, that was a 1.050, so I'm going to go right to 1 inch. I'm going to try 50,000 cuts, which actually, this is reading in diameter, so it's actually 25,000, so I moved the tool that way. So we're reading in diameter mode right now. Alright, so I'm going to power feed. Ready. I'm going to pull this, go that way. If I need a little practice, I can just, yep, I'm good there. Let's go for it.